Today we're going to prepare rainbow trout poached with a fumet and a little bit of cream in it. It's going to be a very healthy dish, not a lot of oil or fat that we're frying it in. And we're going to look at our mise en place here that we need. We're going to use some celery, some carrot, some onion, and that's going to be my mirepoix that's going to go with the rainbow trout. And then we're going to flavor it with a little bit of lemon juice. I'm going to serve it with some rice as a starch and season it up with some fresh thyme. I've got a little bit of scallion here that I will use for the rice, and we're also going to poach that trout in some white wine, a little bit of water to give it that extra flavor. In addition to the poached fish, we're going to fry up the skin, because whenever you poach fish, generally speaking, you don't want to poach it with the skin on, you want to remove the skin. We want to utilize every part of the animal, so we're going to fillet the skin right off the fish and bread it, and we'll fry that piece to crisp it right up to give it a nice garnish on the dish. So here we go. First of all, we want to go with our mirepoix. Our celery here I've got. I'll move these guys out of the way. When you work with celery, you want to break the rib. And you've got this fibrous material that you want to pull right off the stalk of the celery. And now I'm going to go ahead and cut my celery into nice small pieces. Now we want to go with some carrot, and we want to make sure that we cut the carrot in nice small brunoise so it's nice and small and will cook very rapidly. Cut it crossways, and that's going to give me my beautiful brunoise. That's going to look oh so nice right next to that rainbow trout that's going to be poached. We have a nice small yellow onion. The onion, we are going to go ahead and do a couple horizontal cuts. And then we're going to go ahead and do our vertical cuts. And then we'll cross cut, giving ourselves that really nice square onion. Okay, so now I have nice small diced carrots, celery, and onion. I have some fresh thyme that I'm going to go ahead and add to my dish. It just gives that nice savory flavor. It's a very subtle flavor. It's not going to dominate the delicate flavor of the trout. And now we're ready to go ahead and put that in another cup, which we're going to add later. Now I have my scallions right here, but I'm going to take my scallion and I'm going to cut it on the bias, and I'm just going to go right up to the side here, and I'm going to mix that right in with my rice. And that scallion is going to give that rice a really nice flavor. Okay, we're going to fill it right up into the timbale. Now I'm ready to look at the fillet of rainbow trout here. Beautiful fillet, beautiful coloring on the outside of the skin. Remember, we're going to take that skin off and we're going to turn it into a paillard, or a nice long rectangular shape. Now when you skin the fish, you basically want to keep your knife at 20 degrees and cut right in toward the tail. Once you have the tail in there and you've got it there, you want to grab the tail and keep your knife at a nice angle, and instead of moving the knife, you want to move the skin. Grab the skin, and we're going to move that skin right along, and it's going to take the fish right off of the skin. There we have the skin, very beautiful part. The Chinese and Asian cultures really cherish and glorify the skin as being very nutritious and very flavorful. So that's why we're going to fry it up and see if we can get some really nice almost like a crouton effect to go on the top of our dish here. We want to cut off a little bit of the belly meat here. And we've got a little bit of tallow here. You can see the tallow on the top of the loin. So now I'm going to use my skillet here, and I don't want my fish to stick to the skillet, so I'm going to take a little bit of butter, just a smidgen, and we want to smear the butter along the bottom of the pan. Okay, my timbale of rice is right here. I'm going to go upside down, and then I'm going to go ahead and take my fish and wrap it right around. Okay, so I've got some butcher's twine here, and what we're going to do with it is we're going to take it and we're going to wrap it around the fish so the fish cooks. When it cooks, it's going to stay and maintain its round shape. So it doesn't have to be anything that's really hard or tied, but it's definitely something that we want to do so that we have that good presentation when we're finished. Okay, my rice is in the middle, my fish is right there. There's another piece right here I'm going to trim right off. All right, and now I'm ready for my poaching liquid. Really cool stuff. This is the fun part. We're going to take our celery and put it right around like so. Okay, and then we've got our carrot, beautiful color, goes all the way around. And then we finish it off with the onion. A little bit of fresh thyme all the way around. Salt and pepper always. Some people say, oh no, the salt is so bad, but it's very important in flavor. Now I'm going to use black pepper because I want to accent the color of the dish. And we're going to go ahead and add the liquid now. I've got some dry Chablis, some white wine here. We're going to pour the white wine right in over the trout, and now we're ready to apply the heat. Now when we apply the heat, we'll turn it up full blast, and we want to put the cover on. While that's poaching, we're going to talk about a little bit about what we're going to do with this skin. Okay, our skin, we have some seasoned flour that we've got right here, and we can take our skin and dredge it in seasoned flour. You can actually do this without the flour, but the flour does increase the crispiness of it and does hold a little bit of the flavor in when you do that. Okay, so we'll take the skin and we'll dredge it in a little bit of flour here. Not a whole lot. Those of you that are trying to do a gluten-free diet, this is really a negligible amount. Okay, my skin is right here. I'm ready to go ahead and cut it. Nice thick skins. You can see the scales are giving me a little bit of resistance. So very much like a nightshade vegetable, I'm learning as a chef that we go ahead and turn it over to the other side. And that's going to give me a better, smoother cut. And we'll cut it up into 3 pieces, 4 pieces like so. In a separate skillet, we're going to take some oil. We're going to put some oil in here. And we're going to heat the oil up, and then we're going to cook the skin until it's nice and crispy. When we're starting the oil, we notice that we've got steam coming out of the fish itself. Now, instead of lifting it up and looking to see if the fish is cooked or not, I already know that it's 212 degrees in there. So all I'm going to do is simply turn off the heat and move the thing aside. All right? And even though there is no heat on there, my fish is still cooking in there. It's poaching with the carrots, the flavor of the celery, the flavor of the onions, and the thyme. Okay? Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and heat this skillet up right here. I'm going to add some whole butter. My butter's hot. It's starting to go into a nice brown color, and I'm ready to add my rainbow trout skin. I'm going to put it right in the skillet, just like so. And we're going to fry that skin right up till it's a nice golden brown. We're looking at the way it's curling right up. It's going to give me a nice, nice tubular look, and that's terrific. In Asian cultures, what we talk about with the skin, we're looking at something that they really admire, they really love, tastes very good. Okay, so we got a nice color here. We're flipping it over. The skin is nice and dark. Got a good brown color. Oh, you can even see some of the rainbow's color and pigment in the skin itself, lending itself to a really great presentation and great flavor. My skin is finished, my trout's all set, it's ready to go, and I'm ready to get into plating. And we're going to finish it with some cream. I've got some heavy cream here, and also a lemon. This lemon has, I have a zester here. I'm going to pull a zest and take some of the skin off of the lemon. Make sure you wash the lemon beforehand when you do this, and there we go. We've got some really nice lemon that we can take right on top of it. Then we want to go ahead and cut off the tips. The tip of the lemon right here, cutting it off, is going to compromise the integrity of the lemon and give me the ability to totally flatten it and get all of the juice out of the lemon. I'm going to put this dish in a bowl, since it is somewhat of a poaching liquid that is going to be very tasty and delightful. All right, and we're going to look at it right now. I'm going to take this off. Okay, we'll look at it, and there we have a beautiful color. The poaching liquid is right there, and I want to take my fish right out like so, and I'm going to put it right in the center of the plate. Lovely. Now I have my mirepoix in here, plus my liquid with the wine and the juices from the trout, and I'm going to add a little bit of heavy cream, and that cream is going to go and lighten this right up. Lighten it right up. And then I'm going to cook it a little bit. Now my fish is out, and I'm ready to take my string off. Okay, notice I didn't really tie it hard or tight. I made it just a wrap, just a simple wrap to hold that fish right in there. And it's very simple to remove the string then. Now we're looking at our sauce over here, looking delicious. I'm going to look right over here to my skin, and I'm going to want to take my skin, and we already see that it's got really great crunchy integrity. We're going to take it right out and put it onto a paper towel so it can wick away any excess butter or oil in which you fried it in. It's going to give you really good health conscious type thing, and plus it's going to be super duper tasty. All right, now here when we look over here, we see that our sauce is beginning to reduce. We've got white wine, we've got the mirepoix, and we've got the juice from the fish, and it's all set and simple and ready to go. Now you can reduce it until it becomes thick and saucy, or you can leave it very much watery. Just going to go right onto the side of our fish like so. And we're spooning some of the mirepoix out, which is going to be so tasty and lovely. And I'm going to finish that sauce with a fresh squeeze of lemon, giving you that sauce a little bit of extra flavor. We'll garnish it with the lemon zest on top. So here we have our finished rainbow trout. Looks great. And let's not forget about our garnish, our nice crispy skin that can go right around the side and accent the dish. And the rules of 3 apply here. It's going to give you much better flavor and a great look. Enjoy.
All right, well, this looks awesome. I'm really excited to try both of these. I don't think I've ever had trout prepared in either of this fashion, so it'll be new for me, and I'm looking forward to maybe expanding the recipes that I use at home with trout.
These are excellent preparation techniques. It stems from French cuisine, and they're just going to be very flavorful and very tasty, and the only thing better than eating them is getting out there and catching them.
That's right. All right, well, let's start up with the first one we prepared.
This is the poached trout with mirepoix of celery, carrots, and onions, a little white wine, along with some cream. We've crispied up the skin to give it a little bit of texture, and the fillet has been wrapped around a rice timbale, which is looks really good.
Nice. All right. So what should we do? You're better at describing it than I am, but
this is really good. The white wine and the acid, along with a little bit of the lemon, really sets off the flavor of the trout, and just I'm impressed.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's sweet almost. Like it's sweet. I like it. It's not like rainbow trout that I've had before. It's very, very tasty, and it's too bad that we don't have smell-o-vision here, because that sauce, like, I was drooling running the camera earlier. you know, I mean, it smells amazing. It tastes amazing.
One thing to keep in mind, the mirepoix has maintained a really good crunch texture, and it's given it that the whole dish a really good flavor and a good texture that you may not think of.
That is awesome.
Off the chart.
I appreciate this. Again, we're really trying to support the idea of catch and cook, and this has really brought a gourmet element to this. You know, I mean, you can go on YouTube and find how to wrap trout in foil with a couple onions and be done with it. But this is really unique, and it really, anybody could do this at home. This wasn't, you know, all that crazy.
Right. If you're entertaining and you're having folks over, both dishes are really dynamic. You just have to remember that the starch gets cooked first, the vegetables are second, and the last thing you prepare is the fish, and it goes right onto the plate and consumed.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for watching this episode of Vermont Master Anglers. For more content, visit our Facebook page at Vermont Master Anglers. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like and subscribe.